So, good morning and welcome to Technology Tuesday. Technology Tuesday was supposed to be live streaming onto my Facebook page today, but even the technology therapist has issues at times. I apparently forgot to test my systems before today, and there were changes made to settings in Facebook, no less. And so I am not live in my Facebook group at the moment. My name is Stacy Brayuka, known as the technology therapist and squirrel wrangler. And I am broadcasting every day Monday through Friday here on Wisdom at different times because my schedule's just weird like that. And today is Technology Tuesday. And originally, today was supposed to be bring your one thing to live office hours with me as the technology therapist. And my Facebook page is not playing nice with me at the moment. So I can't I can't zoom into there. So I am putting my own vulnerability out and saying, hey, even the technology therapist has issues on her own tech at times. So I'm probably just going to take challenges and struggles from the audience here in Wisdom and see what we can chat about Technology Tuesday. And what's your most recent snafu or challenge that you're dealing with in the tech arena? We may or may not be able to solve it in the few minutes that we would have, but I see that 6 people have come in, and I really appreciate that. I see a couple of familiar faces. Uh, uh, and I'm going to mess your name up again today. I'm going to mess your name up today, Saya. Anyway, you are featured in Mindset Monday last week with me, and hopefully got to see that episode. Got Paul, who's I love it, improviser, actor, and voiceover artist. Love that. Kim, Elizabeth, um, doo, 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 Danielle, and Christina. And there's a few more people who've showed up here, Jack and Lonnie. So, talking about technology challenges today, my personal technology challenge right at the moment happens to be getting Facebook to play nice with my Zoom, because it's not wanting to. And so I just ditched that plan, and we're going to go to plan B, which is talk about tech things and issues here in Wisdom. So if you have a recent tech snafu, challenge, or something that you want to chime in about, I'd love to have somebody jump in the seat there and for us to see what we can learn from each other about it. Like I said, normally on Tuesday, what I would like to do is broadcast live into my Facebook group and have people bring their one tech challenge and have it's live office hours, and have people bring their one tech challenge to live office hours. And today the tech snafu was on me. So that just goes to show you that it's not always, you can't always, or as the Rolling Stones would say, you can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. What I needed was to just go live and do something, and that's what I'm going to do. Um, because my Facebook group is not playing nice with me. Um, so Marisha and Marcel, um, what tech challenges do you guys face? Are they having it like the situation I'm describing is the issue is really not the technology, to be fair. Well, it might be, but it is very likely the issue is that I did not test my settings and such prior to when I hit go live when I wanted to this morning. And that's probably, you know, of my years in helping people with tech and things, that's probably one of the biggest things we don't do is we don't plan ahead to test. Um, Even if you're the technology therapist, sometimes you don't plan ahead to test. And frankly, I also might not have tested because I knew I would just go to plan B or plan C and not let it make me anxious or upset, because my philosophy is technology should not make you anxious or upset. It should actually help. And granted, yes, there are times where technology is going to um, make you frustrated, uh, just piss you off, all sorts of things. And, it just is going to. That's just, and it is frequently our own mindset about the technology, but uh, it's not just our mindset, but it's, did you test your stuff? And did you test it more than once? Did you test it in different, did you make sure you had your settings correct? And if you didn't make sure you had your settings correct, or even if you did, um, sometimes stuff just doesn't work. I don't remember how long ago it was, however many weeks ago, we had the day that Facebook went down and WhatsApp and Messenger and everything was down, and that's that speaks to our mindset that the all of these things should be there for us just because they're always there. Well, they're not always there. I mean, there's glitches happen. Um, Also, you're playing in somebody else's playground. Um, you know, Facebook, it's their playground, and like right now, the thing I'm trying to get to is the um, page where I can add apps to my um, Facebook group, and it's not letting me get to that page. That says that page is not available. So I'm playing in their playground, and I can't do anything about that part. Um, you can sometimes have all the knowledge you want, and if their stuff's not working, you can't get to it. You can't just make it work just because you want it to work. So there are challenges like that happen, and um, that's why we've always got to kind of have plan B, plan C. My other plan I could have gone to was to broadcast into my LinkedIn. um, I chose the path of least resistance this morning and said I'm just going to go live on Wisdom and have my live office hours there, and see who was available here, and who wanted to talk about tech issues. Um, and not let it cause me stress. So that speaks to mindset, but also planning and productivity, and um, technology doing its thing. So welcome some other people here to the discussion. Lakeisha, Pastor Jeff, Angelo, my go-to guy Dwayne, uh, Kamika, Kamikaism. I think you were in my friend Morgana's show a couple days ago. I think I heard her talking to you. I saw you in her audience. Beauty on the Go, Sonia, Scott, Vanessa, Dr. Elizabeth Bailey, uh, Marilyn, and then I think I've got everybody else who was already in the room here. So thank you guys for coming by. I'd love to see if anyone wanted to jump in the seat and talk about, really talk about anything tech. Because at this point, my live office hours are not happening the way they were going to, and that's just the way it is. So I'm going to shift gears and do something else. And I'm asking you guys if you want to be a part of that. I know there's people listening, so got another couple people came in here. Lee, Larry, and Catherine. Thank you guys for coming by. Larry, that's an interesting. Help coaches and consultants and service providers package their industry expertise and turn it into a wildly profitable digital business. Love that. Love that line. My name is Stacy Brayuka, and I am the technology therapist and squirrel wrangler. And I, business leaders hire me to help them find and balance their formula so that they can get more done and so they have time to do more of what they love. So I help them with various productivity hacks, as well as walk them through numerous pieces of a formula I've created to get more done, and to but with life balance, because we all need life balance, and we all need to constantly be working on that life balance, because just when you think you've got it balanced, it gets knocked out of your hands again. Cheryl Herrick, ponytail racing. I love that idea. I've my niece and nephew used to race go-karts, and that just speaks to what I remember my niece. I mean, she was all of like 4 years old racing go-karts, and she was a uh, how do I put it? She was a competitive one. She's still kind of driven that way in a way. She does. She's a high school teacher now. Gosh, I'm old. So, I don't really know if I have much more myself to say without getting into a conversation with somebody. So, if anybody's wants to hit the button and jump in the seat, I'd love to start up a convo about Technology Tuesday and about tech issues. Something you've been challenged with, something that you've figured out tech wise, something fun that you've found. Really kind of Tuesday's anything tech, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I know people who know me are going to go, she said she was at a loss for words, and they'll go, are you sure it was Stacy you were talking to? Yeah, I'm kind of run out of words for the morning. I or at least in speaking, sitting here speaking to myself. Um, so I love having. I'm gonna share this out actually. See if I can get some people who were over in my, who might be over in my Facebook group to head over this direction, because I think we all need. Everybody needs to check out Wisdom anymore, uh, and see what's up, because then they can learn from not just me but other people. So we'll try that. See if I can get some folks to migrate over here with us. Robert, welcome. Toya, welcome. I don't remember if I welcomed Stephen and Stephanie and Kim. I think I've welcomed everybody else from that's been here. I'd love to hear what you're up to and what technology challenges you might have. Um, Go to Fashion Healer. Danielle, I love that title. Helping people, she helps women feel less stressed and more confident through wardrobing. I wish somebody could like get me the body that fits the wardrobe I would prefer. If somebody figure that one, you know, to be able to like just completely get the different body without stressing out, that would be great. Elizabeth, I love that you are a jazz vocalist. I have um, my brother is in fact a jazz percussionist. He's also a rock and roll guitar player, killer rock and roll guitar player. Um, Christina Chuss, interpreter, immigrant, storyteller, diversity issues, creator, civic participation. I love that. We need more and more positive civic participation. We need to like participate with each other um, as humans instead of as, well, you believe something different than I do, so you're totally a bad person or wrong. And that's just not the way life should be. You know, we're all we're all on this blue orb together, and we need to treat each other as fellow humans and learn from each other and help each other. I just don't understand the negativity anymore. It's gotten so much worse over the last 5 years or so. Um, I I don't understand how we can how we hate so much. I guess that's probably a topic for a different day, but because today should be Technology Tuesday, and I'm having technology issues myself, so I'm not broadcasting live in my Facebook group where I intended to be today. I'm broadcasting here in Wisdom. I was actually gonna. My plan was to simulcast, was to broadcast into my Facebook group, and have people come into the Zoom room live and bring their tech challenge, and then simulcast that into Wisdom. So I kind of had dual audience, and Facebook had other plans for me today. So here we are. And I can't believe I have 37 people here, and I really am not sure what I'm just talking in circles today. So please forgive forgive me in that part, but also if somebody has a tech challenge, a tech goodie, something new you've learned, other apps besides Wisdom that you've found that are fun. I actually had somebody reintroduce me to an app called Volley because I had seen it before and I had looked at it, but they had not progressed to where they are, um, which that tends to be my journey. Is I find the apps early and then they're not quite fully where they, into their own yet, and so I kind of leave, and then the app blows up, and I've gone on to the next thing. So I don't always see the fun part until somebody else says, "Oh yeah, have you tried?" And like, well, yeah, I'd tried it before, but it wasn't a big deal. And I go back, and hey, they've become a big deal. So I guess that lesson is, don't just when you try something once, don't just say, "Oh well, that's it. I don't want to try it again." Always go back and check on what's going on in something like that. It might surprise you. So, Summer, welcome to the room. Sue B. Zimmerman, thank you for coming by. Um, the Instagram expert, and she's been the Instagram expert for a while now. I remember Sue B. and so I find out last week, Sue Zimmerman and Sue B. Zimmerman, and that they were both on a platform actually that I was on about 5 years ago. Speaking of platforms that um, people were on early and had awesome stuff going on. The platform that I was on then was called blab.im. And it was definitely ahead of its time. People were not ready for it. Um, and then it got attacked by trolls and was never really the same after the trolls attacked. But for a while, it was one of the for the time that it was there. There was there were some really really amazing relationships that started on that platform that are still going today. I know people who met on that platform who are broadcasting live shows all over the place. I know groups of people that like just constantly stay in contact with each other. I love the fact that technology can create magical moments and community. And that's really, frankly, what it should be doing. I mean, that's what we should use. That's what we should use it for. Um, people talk about technology causing us to be more disconnected from each other, and I really find that incredibly, incredibly sad because really we should use technology to stay connected more with each other. We should use technology to learn more about each other, to be with each other, to be human with each other. Like I was saying, it has that capability. The difference in whether we use it for that or whether we use it or whether it causes us to be disconnected really is mindset. It's not the technology itself that is causing any of those negative outcomes. The negative outcomes are caused by our mindset and our choices and how we use it. And I think the media then gives those negative things, they spin them the wrong way and make it where it's the fault of the technology. Well, it's not the fault of the technology, it's the fault of the mindset in using the technology. You can use technology for good or you can use it for, you know, disconnecting yourself. It really is a mindset choice. And until we fully embrace that and realize that we can use these things for positive things, or that the media embraces that rather, and encourages us to be positive. Michael and Joe Leonard, I have seen your I've seen your stuff, and love your username at social media. You caught a hold of a good one. But talk about using social media and using tech for good. There's a good example right there. Um, and back to Miss Sue B. Zimmerman, another example of using technology for good and helping teach people to use Instagram for kicking up their jams. Um, uh, like I was talking about I mean, I really, really miss the platform um, that I was talking about, the platform Blab. I miss it because there was a magic in the community. I miss the way that software worked. There were 4 people um, who were in seats, on video seats, and everyone else was in a text audience, and you could see and chat with each other. Um, I mean, we've got an audience here and 2 seats and audio, and this platform has its own magic, I think. It's just a different type of magic. The only thing I think I really would love to see in Wisdom that I haven't seen yet is a way for the audience to give some kind of reactions, and simple things like the emoji set in a Facebook post, or an emoji set on the Zoom meeting, where you can do thumbs up, thumbs down, hearts, celebrate, whatever, and you can give the speaker or speakers just some kind of so there's a feedback loop for engagement. Because even though what we're talking about, I know that this platform's, the one of the main things is, this conversation between 2 people. Well, or in my case at the moment, conversation with myself. I have no way to get feedback from you guys. And I would love to be able to, put out a question and get some kind of feedback. So that's actually something that is on my to-do list to submit to the Wisdom folks and ask them if that's on their roadmap. Frequently when software comes out, apps and things, those kinds of ideas are on their roadmap. It's just not out there yet. They're getting things out that they're getting things out as they build it. And I totally get and understand that. And um, I appreciate the fact that that's not, um, that just might not be there yet. Um, that doesn't make this place a bad place at all. It just is something that I think would be an addition to the platform. Um, if they had more than that, it might take away from the magic that they're trying to create, and the niche space that they're trying to create with this app. What I do love is I certainly love the ability to save a talk and share it back out again. I love having, I kind of do wish there were a few more topics in the topic lists to be able to define. Right now I have it defined, this show, as leadership and culture, productivity, and life coach. And those are good. But really, if I was putting my own labels in today, it would have been technology issues, office hours, and productivity, maybe, or mindset. Because really, today I'm talking about technology and mindset a lot. But it is what it is, and it's not a bad thing. I'd love if anybody out there is wants to jump in the seat and talk about the any tech stuff that they've been dealing with lately, or tech ideas they have. My name's Stacy Braiuka. I'm known as the technology therapist and squirrel wrangler. And I don't just call myself a therapist. I am, in fact, a clinical social worker and do still practice social work. I'm a public health educator, and I have been a geek girl since my first computer, which was a Commodore 64 in the late 70s. Yes, I'm old. And yes, people of Gen X of that age, I'm not, I'm I'm one of the older Gen Xers, let's put it that way. Um, Gen Xers can know and appreciate and know how to work technology. We there were a small subset of us that grew up with it, that learned programming when it was still line 10, and then you would put run, you would type in your it wasn't even it was basic programming. It wasn't even code as we know it now. um you know uh I love it. One of the things I love to chuckle at is when someone my age or younger is talking to me and says, well, people of my generation, we don't use technology. And I have to chuckle because I'm either their age or I'm older than them, and I don't remember a time not using technology. Now I realized, and I realized at a young age that I gravitated towards those kind of things differently than my peers. I got that. Um, I didn't used to understand. When I was a kid, I had trouble understanding that, I mean teenager. I just couldn't get the fact that other people my age didn't understand math, algebra, trigonometry, science the same way I did, and why it just didn't come to them the same way it did me. And I think we all kind of have that, especially when we're teenagers, that world revolves around us. How come nobody else thinks the way we do mentality? And it wasn't a world revolving around me, but it was a not being able to get out of your own head to understand that other people have different ways of being and knowing and things. Uh, Probably the reason why wisdom, and by that I mean like the wisdom we gain of years, that wisdom comes to those who live older and realize those things, but that other people didn't get technology the same way I did, don't still, my same age, and that they don't always get technology the same. And I totally get that now. um, Although I do still have to giggle and to myself when it comes to, wait, your generation, because they're saying they're speaking for the whole generation, and I'm like, wait a minute, what about me? um because I don't want to speak for my entire generation about technology either, because my perspective is not what the rest of my generation probably feel about technology, and I know that. But we grew up watching. I remember when our household got its first VCR. And if you're younger than 40-ish, maybe you won't know what a VCR is. But when we got our first microwave, when we got, um, gosh, when we got an answering machine, uh, I remember begging for a telephone line into my room. Now, I don't mean having my own telephone number, and I certainly don't mean having a cell phone of my own. That didn't come along. I was an adult when I got my first cell phone, but it is interesting to think about somebody who's 20 years old now doesn't remember a world before 9/11. somebody who's 20 years old now doesn't remember a world that had VCRs, that had answering machines. They may not remember those things unless they saw them at their grandparents' house, I guess, or something like that. And technology in general, whether you're talking about gadgets, software, etc., or whether you're talking about just the technology difference between a paper and pen and a printing press. I mean, those things are forms of technology as well. And no matter what kind of technology you're talking about, technology has always changed and technology has always been there. It's just been in different forms, you know. Um, Drawing on cave walls was a form of technology. It was a form of communication by using another object. And, you know, we equate technology now to computers and cell phones and tablets and TVs and um, things, you know, but it's really more than that. And it's the objects we use to do more with our day. And so those same things should be able to help us connect as humans. It should be able to help us get more done in our day. Um, there are great technologies out there that should also help us with relaxing and enjoying our lives. So I think it's the mindset shifts. Today must be technology and mindset, and I didn't even know it. This frequently, I don't know what I'm going to say until I hit the button today and go on live here. So I really appreciate the 50 people who are in this room, the people who have been in here since I started, just not quite an hour ago, and ones who have come back and listened to me with more than one show. Um, I'm going to give another shout out to Miss Saya, Miss Mindset Mastery, and let's see who else was I going to do some more shout out. Kamikaism, and I'm just flipping through here. The Subi Instagram, Michael and Jill Leonard social media, and I really appreciate all of you guys being here. Um, Again, my name is Stacy Brayuka. I'm known as a technology therapist and squirrel wrangler, and tomorrow is, if not now, Wednesday, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to talk about. If somebody has an idea and you want to hit me up on some DMs somewhere, all of my socials are in my profile. I appreciate follows. The other way you can get to me is look up Technology Therapist in the App Store. I do have an app called Technology Therapist, and you can message me through the app as well as find out more about my Find Your Formula coaching program and the 9 arenas of our life we need to balance in order to feel better, have a better work-life balance, and get more done so we can do more of the things we love. Like I said, tomorrow, if not now, Wednesday. So probably, something about goals and who knows what I'm going to come up with. So if you have ideas on that, let me know. And I will see you guys tomorrow.